Tom Selleck, born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945 in Detroit, Michigan, came from humble beginnings. Growing up in a working-class family, he moved to Sherman Oaks, California, where he spent much of his youth. In Southern California during the post-World War II era, he developed a passion for sports, particularly basketball. At one point, it seemed his life would follow a path in athletics. Tom attended the University of Southern California, USC, on a basketball scholarship and played for the Trojans while studying business administration. Acting was never part of his plan, that is until fate intervened. A drama coach at USC recognized his natural charisma and encouraged him to consider acting. After a few commercial appearances, including the famous Pepsi commercials of the 1960s, Selleck found himself captivated by the stage and the camera. His good looks and tall stature made him stand out, and what began as a side interest blossomed into a career in Hollywood, from struggles to small roles. Tom Selleck's early years in Hollywood weren't without their struggles. He worked tirelessly, making guest appearances on various television shows throughout the 1960s and 1970s. Shows like The Dating Game and The Rockford Files offered small opportunities that helped him gain experience and establish connections within the industry. His big break, however, would come much later. One of his most notable early career moments was his audition for the role of Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Although both George Lucas and Steven Spielberg favored Selleck for the part, scheduling conflicts with his ongoing television commitments meant he had to turn it down, ultimately losing the iconic role. Despite these early disappointments, Selleck's passion for acting only grew. His friendship with James Garner, who was already a well-established actor, would later prove to be a pivotal part of his journey, providing mentorship and guidance at a critical time in his career. Magnum P.I., the breakthrough role. In 1980, Tom Selleck's career took a monumental turn when he landed the role of Thomas Magnum in Magnum P.I., the popular CBS series that became a cultural touchstone in the 1980s. With his Hawaiian shirts, Ferrari sports car, and trademark mustache, Selleck embodied the epitome of rugged masculinity and charm. Magnum P.I. ran for 8 seasons, earning Selleck both an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe. His portrayal of Magnum became one of the most enduring and iconic television characters of the decade. Audiences didn't just tune in for the action and mystery, but because they saw a man who was not only tough, but relatable, witty, and deeply human. Magnum's cool demeanor and Selleck's authenticity helped define an era of television. And even decades later, the character remains a beloved figure in pop culture. Expanding into film, versatility on screen. While Tom Selleck's television career soared, he didn't limit himself to the small screen. In the 1980s and 1990s, Selleck began to make a name for himself in films. One of his biggest successes during this period was 3 Men and a Baby, 1987, a comedy that became a box office hit. The film showcased Selleck's ability to balance action with humor, proving his versatility as an actor. He also ventured into the Western genre, starring in Quigley Down Under, 1990, a role that allowed him to indulge his love for classic Hollywood cowboys while introducing his rugged screen presence to a new generation. These roles helped expand Selleck's repertoire, demonstrating that he could perform in a range of genres, from comedy to drama to action, without being typecast. Even as the entertainment landscape changed, Selleck remained relevant, constantly evolving his craft and finding new ways to stay engaged with his audience. Reinvention and maturity. Blue Bloods. By 2010, Tom Selleck had entered a new phase in his career. He took on the role of Frank Reagan in the long-running CBS series Blue Bloods. As the patriarch of a family of New York law enforcement officers, Selleck brought a level of dignity and emotional depth to the role. His portrayal of Frank Reagan resonated with critics and fans alike, proving that, even after decades in the industry, Selleck still had a powerful presence on screen. Blue Bloods added yet another defining moment to his career, solidifying his status as one of the most enduring stars in the history of American television. Personal life, family, and legacy. Tom Selleck's personal life has been just as rich and fulfilling as his professional career. From 1971 to 1982, He was married to model Jaqueline Ray, a striking woman who had found success in the fashion world during the late 1960s and early 1970s. Their marriage, though eventually ending in divorce, marked a significant chapter in Selleck's life. During this time, Selleck made a major personal decision. He adopted Jaqueline's young son, Kevin Shepard, from her previous relationship. This gesture demonstrated Selleck's deep sense of responsibility and his desire to create a stable, loving family, even amidst the pressures of his rising career in Hollywood. Kevin later pursued a successful career in music, becoming a professional drummer and part of the band Tonic, which achieved success in the 1990s with hits like If You Could Only See. After his divorce from Jaqueline Ray, Selleck's personal life took another significant turn when he met Jill Joan Mack, a British actress and dancer. The two met in 1987 while Selleck was in London for work. They crossed paths at a performance of Cats, one of the most popular musicals of the era. Captivated by her charm, Selleck quickly developed a deep affection for Jill, and their relationship blossomed into a strong, lasting bond. Despite the differences in their careers, Selleck's growing fame in America and Jill's established career in Britain, they built a life together. The couple married privately, away from the intense scrutiny of the media, which had always been a hallmark of Selleck's preference for keeping his personal life out of the public eye. Together, Tom and Jill had one child, a daughter named Hannah Margaret Selleck, born on December 16, 1988. Unlike many children of celebrities, Hannah did not pursue a career in entertainment. Instead, she developed a passion for horses and equestrian sports. Her dedication and discipline in this field have made her a respected figure in the competitive equestrian world. Tom has often spoken with pride about his daughter's achievements, admiring her ability to stay grounded in a world that often values celebrity above all else. A life away from the spotlight, the ranch. In contrast to the glamorous world of Hollywood, Tom Selleck chose to raise his family in the serene, expansive environment of a 60-acre avocado ranch in Hidden Valley, near Thousand Oaks, California. The property, once owned by the legendary entertainer Dean Martin, provided the Selleck family with privacy and a sense of connection to the land. For Selleck, the ranch was more than just a place to live. It represented a lifestyle choice that offered balance and respite from the chaos of Hollywood. In a 2012 interview with People magazine, Selleck reflected on the satisfaction he found in maintaining the ranch. He explained that physical labor, such as fixing roads or clearing brush, provided a deeper sense of fulfillment than spending time in a gym. "I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike staring at my navel," he quipped, offering a glimpse into his down-to-earth nature. For Selleck, the ranch was a place of physical and emotional grounding. It gave him the opportunity to engage with the world around him in a way that felt real and connected, far from the surface-level concerns of fame. It was a sanctuary, not just for his family, but for himself, offering him the privacy and tranquility that Hollywood rarely provides. Reflections at 80. A tribute to James Garner. At the age of 80, Tom Selleck has reached a stage in life where reflection becomes a natural part of the journey. After decades of maintaining a respectful silence, he has chosen to finally speak openly about one of the most profound influences in his career, James Garner. For years, Selleck had been hesitant to discuss Garner in depth, fearing that his words might fall short of capturing the immense gratitude and respect he felt for the man who had been both a mentor and a friend. But now, with the perspective of a long and accomplished career, Selleck is ready to share the truth about the man who helped shape his life. Selleck's admiration for Garner began long before the two ever worked together. As a young man, Selleck watched Garner's work on Maverick in the 1950s, where Garner's natural charisma and effortless charm set him apart from the typical tough, brooding cowboy characters of the time. For Selleck, Garner embodied authenticity. He wasn't trying to be larger than life, he simply was. Garner's ability to blend toughness with humor and his genuine humanity resonated with Selleck. Garner became a role model, not just as an actor, but as a man. In the 1980s, when Selleck was already famous for his role as Thomas Magnum, he had the opportunity to work with Garner on the Rockford Files in the television movie Friends and Foul Play. Selleck recalls being nervous before their first meeting, worried that Garner might be aloof or dismissive. Instead, Garner immediately disarmed him with warmth and humility, treating everyone on set with respect, regardless of their position. This attitude, Selleck says, taught him more about professionalism than any acting class ever could. Garner's influence went far beyond the set. During long days of filming, Garner became a sounding board for Selleck, offering advice not just on acting, but on surviving in an often cutthroat industry. He taught Selleck how to keep his feet on the ground, reminding him that no role or paycheck was worth sacrificing one's integrity. Perhaps the most profound lesson Selleck learned from Garner was how to balance a successful career with a fulfilling personal life. Garner's long marriage to Lois Clark inspired Selleck to prioritize his family, even at the height of his fame. Selleck admired how Garner managed to be both a beloved on-screen star and a devoted family man off-screen. This influence played a key role in Selleck's decision to step away from Magnum PI and focus on spending more time with his wife Jill and their daughter Hannah on their California ranch. As Selleck reflects on his own legacy, he acknowledges that much of it is shaped by Garner's example. Garner's generosity, humor, and integrity left an indelible mark on Selleck's life. Selleck feels personally indebted to Garner for shaping the kind of actor and person he aspired to be. "I owe him more than I can ever repay," Selleck admits. "The truth is, James Garner set the standard for everything I've tried to be. And at 80, I can honestly say I'm still trying to live up to it." Conclusion: the lasting influence of a mentor. Tom Selleck's journey is a testament to the power of mentorship, authenticity, and the importance of staying grounded amidst fame. His career, shaped by perseverance, reinvention, and the influence of those who came before him, has spanned decades. Through it all, Selleck has maintained his dignity, humor, and commitment to his family. And now, as he reflects on his life at 80, he pays tribute to the man who helped shape not only his career, but his very sense of self. James Garner's influence continues to guide Selleck, reminding him, and all of us, that success is not just about fame, but about integrity, family, and the connections we make along the way.